Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to bring you another episode of the National League South Roundup. So this weekend of fixtures in the National League South had plenty of goals, plenty of drama, a lot of red cards actually, and there were some big games at the bottom and top, so let's get straight into it. First game to take place was between Bath City and Wealdstone, two teams in a real hunt for the playoffs, and this game finished in a real tight and scrappy 1-1 draw. The home side actually fell behind in the first half, which is a bit of a shock as they have a really good home record and they also have the best defence in the league. A Rob Condy own goal gave the away side the lead on 28 minutes, and it stayed that way to the 66th minute until where Price equalised for Bath and taking home a fair share of the points, which in turn was probably a fair result. Both teams are both in a good run of form, both evenly matched as well, both going for the playoffs. It did hamper Bath's chances of getting further though, as we'll get on. Welling had a good result as well. But yeah, a good fair result in the end for both sides, a good result for Bath and Wealdstone. Next up was a real turn-up as Chelmsford and City and Weston-super-Mare played out a 2-2 draw. The home side took the lead 30 minutes in and doubled their lead just 3 minutes later, and at this point you'd have thought Weston have no chance of coming from behind, especially given their bottom, and Chelmsford are in a push for the playoffs, strongly in the playoffs. Stayed away at half time, but just a minute into the second half, Weston did get one back, and then you think possibly they've got a chance. But then after the red card on 60 minutes, you'd think, okay, that's good, they've got no chance. But incredibly, Marlon Jackson, 70th minute, equalised for Weston, giving them a point, and absolutely stunning the home crowd, and stunning many fans of the National League South, me included, as I obviously, you see from my video, I predicted a 3-0 win for the home side, but that point's put them point close to safety, you could say, but it still looks like a real tough position. They actually did sack their manager on Friday before the game as well. Mark McGregor's left, which is a bit too late for them, I think, because it's a bit pointless sacking this late, early on into the season. Let me know your thoughts on that down below. But yeah, they are now on 25 points, 7 points from safety, still looking highly unlikely. A poor result for Chelmsford, has to be said, especially for being 2 up, and especially playing against 10 men, the bottom of the league. That's really hampered their chances of getting third. They're now in 5th on 60 points, with a game in hand, the teams above them, but it's a real down and a real poor result for them. Next game to take place between Chippenham Town and St Albans City, and it was a pretty non-event here, 0-0 draw. Two teams in similar positions in the league, St Albans 10th, Chippenham 11th. And not much happened on the game. There was very few chances. St Albans probably would be, sadly they couldn't get something, they looked the most likely to get it. They were reduced to 10 men as well in the 68th minute as Josh McLeod-Arcahart, formerly of Hampton, he played briefly this season, was sent off for a straight red. Apart from that, not much happened, and probably a draw was the fair result. A real ding-dong battle between the two teams in a big relegation scrap. It was a massive game down the bottom as Dulwich Hamlet eventually ran out 3-2 winners over Truro City. And Deepo Nkanyemi gave the home side the lead and gave the home faithful a bumper card of 1900, plenty to cheer about going into half time as they led to 1-0, and especially they were even more happy as on 45 minutes Herb was sent off for a straight red for Truro, giving the Dulwich a comfortable advantage going into half time. Ferguson then doubled Dulwich's lead 3 minutes into the second half to make it 2-0, and Battle got one back for Truro City 10 minutes after that to make it 2-1, and then Richards was sent off for Truro on the 72nd minute, reducing Truro to 9 men. You're thinking, oh, Dulwich have got to take with this now. However, Vose was then sent off, the goalie for Dulwich was then sent off for a straight red for bringing down the Truro player, which resulted from a penalty from which Conor Riley equalised for Truro. However, 85 minutes, 5 minutes to go, Luke Winaggio, the former Hampton man, gave Dulwich all 3 points in a massive game, massive 3 points to them, easing fears. It's putting Truro in a very precarious place. A massive win for Dulwich. Entertaining game, massive game, brilliant game. Truro are now 18th on 35 points, 4 points above Hungerford in 20th. Dulwich are now 7 points above the drop zone in 15th. Great win for Dulwich. Truro are in big trouble though now. A team who is in a relegation battle going up against a team who are in a real poor run of form. Eastbourne United against Gloucester, and the away side managed to run out 1-0 winners in a narrow victory. And Carl Wiltshire got the only goal of the game for Oxford City early on in the 18th minute to give them the slender advantage, and that was enough for them. They were happy to settle for the 1 goal and not much happened. It was a poor game in all honesty, one of the more poor games of the weekend. East Thurrock has put them back in trouble after the brief revival. They were in a real good run of form. They're now back down to 21st on 30 points. They're 2 points from safety. Oxford on the other hand have eased theirs, 44 points, and they're in 13th place. So it's a good win for them. It should all but see them safe now after their poor run of form for the last few games. They seem to have turned a corner and they've got it together. East Thurrock, however, big trouble. Between two teams who are in real poor runs of form, Gloucester City took on Hemel Hempstead Town, and the game finished in a 1-1 draw, particularly ending in a draw. Gloucester, however, Gloucester's top scorer Fabian Robert gave him the lead on the stroke of half time to go into the break with the advantage. And instead they're waiting for the 77th minute until Monlouis equalised for Hemel, giving them a draw. And from what I'd say, it looks like it was a fair result for them. It looked like it deserved something up the game. Both teams have been in a real terrible run-off form as they can't get it together. Both in relegation form. Gloucester's, with this point, Gloucester currently sit 19th with 32 points, a point above Hungerford in the drop zone. Hemel are now 41, 10 points off the drop zone in 14th. They should be safe really, but their run-off form will be worrying for fans, and they look to hope they can kick on from here and kick on and get some points in their next few games. It was between my team, Hampton and Richmond, Borough and Concord, and I've obviously touched on this on my vlog briefly, but I'll go into it a bit more. We obviously lost 4-1 as you saw by the vlog, and Jack Midson gave Concord the lead through the penalty, which I have seen back now, and it was a poor challenge from Barrington. He miscontrolled in the wind and he gave away the penalty, fouling the Concord man. Midson made no mistake and scored from the spot. Our penalty, Jersey was fouled just inside the box as he was brought down by the Concord man. There was no doubt that was a penalty. And Dixon made no mistake and gave us the equaliser and gave us made us go into the half-time 1-1. We would have liked to make more of the win though, as it proved fatal as Concord ran right in the second half, definitely making favour of the wind as they went to score 2 goals in 5 minutes as Danny Green scored a shot from way outside the box, which Lovelock really should have done better with. It was a real poor poor goal to give away. And then Jack Midson again, after a pump up from Sam Besant, went straight through to Jack Midson. He just ran onto it and tapped it past Lovelock again. Defending was questionable, but the wind didn't help as it was shocking conditions. And then Duran Luque made it 4-1 for them in the 94th minute, in the last minute of the game, as he finished off a nicely worked move. And a real poor performance from the boys. Concord ran riot, but they looked good. I wouldn't be surprised if they got into the playoffs and overtook Billericay, even with the point deduction. But as I said in the vlog, Concord now 8, 55, 3 points behind Billericay and occupying the last playoff place. Hampton, our boys, 16, 38, 7 points off the drop zone. A lot of results did go against us, but it wasn't too bad. But like I said, I can't see us getting anything at Dartford next week, which will leave us on the same points for 2 weeks' time against Hungerford, which is an absolute massive game, as I've said. I can't stress how big it is. If we lose that, we're in dire straits. We can't afford to lose it. This was a poor result for us. Hopefully we can kick on and get something at Dartford, but I can't see it. Great result for Concord though, looking to push their playoff prices well and truly alive now. I have respect for them, to be fair, because they come from nothing. Sammy Morton, a great job. I hope they do make the playoffs, because I hope they're doing instead of Billericay, because they're not very liked by many fans, including myself. I hope they make the playoffs. Huge win came for Hungerford Town in their 2-0 victory over Eastbourne Borough. Massive win for them. They were obviously in the drop zone. They needed to get a win from somewhere. Eastbourne still hadn't got a win under Mark McGee, and that continued into this game. Kevin gave Hungerford the lead 42 minutes into the game and gave them a crucial lead going into half-time. And the game stalled out a bit until the 5 minutes remained when Marvelek Pateta made it 2-0 and securing the 3 points for them. Massive 3 points for Hungerford. They're now 20th place, they're just a point from safety from Gloucester in 19th. Eastbourne are really getting dragged into this now after this poor run of form. Just 6 points outside of Hungerford on 35 games played, sorry. Getting dragged into it, as I said, still without a win from Mark McGee. It's really poor. Whilst the performances obviously would have been impressive, this is a shocking result for them, losing to the team in the relegation zone. Hungerford, massive win for them. Hopefully they can kick on. Hopefully though, they don't kick on too much when they come play Hampton in 2 weeks' time, because that's massive for both teams. Like I said, if they win that'll be massive for them. If we win it, we're massive Hampton. Draw, both teams can't afford to lose that game, but this would be a massive win for them. A game which I said could be possible for an upset between Slough and Billericay actually did happen, as the home side ran out 2-1 winners over Billericay. Matt Lynch gave Slough the lead 31 minutes in, and they looked the better side as well from the highlights. However, Moses Ademola with a brilliant strike, has to be said, brilliant volley strike, equalising the stroke of half time to give them 1-1 at the break. Then a penalty was awarded for Slough. Manny Williams, the former Hampton man, stepped up, made no mistake and finished it brilliantly. Then came a moment of drama as Jake Robinson appeared to be sent off for what the Slough Twitter described as an altercation. Billericay's Twitter didn't tweet anything about it, surprise surprise. I've seen the highlights and I can't appear to see what Jake Robinson's actually done here. There was a bit of a handbang going over. The Slough man appeared to lash out at the Billericay player a little bit, didn't seem much. Robinson then ran over, he didn't seem to do much, there was a few pushing and shoving, but nothing too malicious. The referee just showed him a straight red card then as well, so they can feel slightly done by, but it's Billericay, so it's still funny. Massive win for Slough though. They've pushed up to 12th now in the league, 48 points, 10 points outside the playoffs. You can argue there's chance, but it's very unlikely, especially with Concord and Wealdstone and Albans pushing for it. Poor result for Billericay. They look like to be dropping out the playoffs, but it's Billericay, so it's pretty funny to me. Another game which I said could be an upset between Torquay and Dartford didn't come true, despite the fact Torquay went down to 10 men after just 13 minutes. Niarte shown a straight red for a poor challenge. However, Torquay proved too good for Dartford as Jamie Reid with a fantastic double, 29 minutes in, going to 1-0 going into half time, 62 minutes he made it 2. And these type of games just show you how good Torquay are, and that's why I think they will win the league. As you can see, Woking, and you probably know Woking in the poor result, which I'll get to later on, don't worry. Torquay just shows just how good they are and shows why they're good enough to win the league and shows why they're National League standing and shows what a player Jamie Reid actually is. He's unbelievable, he's top scorer for a reason, heck of a player. Any club would have him, many National League clubs would have him, even League 2 clubs like of Notts County and Macclesfield who are struggling would have him. Massive win for Torquay. Dartford will be slightly disappointed they couldn't take advantage of the extra man. They're in 6th place now on 59 points, they would like to strengthen and push up a bit. Torquay now 2nd on 72 points, a point behind Woking with a game in hand, which is massive. I'll get to Woking's result later. A big win for Torquay. The final game of the weekend took place between Welling United and Woking, a game which I could easily see going either way, and it ended in a draw. However, it was a topsy-turvy game as Tom Aldell gave Welling 2 goals in 3 minutes, 14th and the 17th minute to give them the 2-0 lead going into the opening 20 minutes of the game. However, on 20 minutes, Christian Jolly, former Hampton man, surprise, scored to make it 2-1 and give Woking some hope. However, another former Hampton man, Brendan Kiernan, made it 3-1 when given the slender half-time advantage. However, the game petered out until the 76th minute where Reece Alassani got one back for Woking, giving them brief hope. And then in the 91st minute, in dramatic circumstances, for the second game in a row to rescue points, they equalised. Reece Alassani equalised again, 91st minute, 3-3, a point for Woking, but they would have loved a win. The poor result has to be said, but the win affected a lot of games this weekend, as you can see. There was a lot of goals, but Reece Alassani, great equalising goal for Woking. The second game in a row that they needed an equaliser to either win or secure points. That point for Welling has kept them in 4th place, which has put them in a real good position to get 3rd place. They're a point behind Bath, same games played. Woking, however, now would have looked at this game as a poor result, as they're now top, having played a game extra than Torquay. Like I said, they're a point ahead, but they've played a game extra, so Torquay only need to win to go back to top, and so they get the title back in their hands. But this league is mental, it's topping and turving every week. It's mental, as I said, you never know what's going to happen. But this game just shows how brilliant non-league is and how everyone loves it. A lot of goals this weekend, mental. And that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment and subscribe down below. Don't forget to vote for me in the Football Blogging Awards. We greatly appreciate it. We mean a lot if you could do it. You can either do it by tagging my Instagram at jman0201 in the Instagram posts below, or going to the actual webpage and tagging my YouTube URL. Just copy and paste it. It should be at the top here somewhere. Copy and paste that into the appropriate comments. Anything you think I'm worthy for. Greatly appreciated, it would mean a lot as well. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Any questions you have down below. Any your thoughts on the weekend's games. I'll leave the results in the description below as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you so I'll see you next time for my next video, which will probably be my Hungerford, no, be the roundup for the fixtures next week. Then I'll be the Hungerford vlog. So hope you enjoyed, and I thank you very much for watching.